Damian Lillard addressed his future today. This on the heels of multiple reports this afternoon that Dame will make a formal trade request to the Blazers. And this counts as a major development, but shouldn't count as a surprise. Dame wants out. Dame told Yahoo Sports today that the Nuggets series loss rocked him, losing to a Denver team without Jamal Murray, saying, man, this just isn't going to work. And he's right, and it tells you everything. Now, I believe Dame loves Portland, and he loves the fans. I just believe, and I've said this for a while now on Time to Shine, specifically after the team lost against Denver, he's maxed out in Portland. He wants a change. He wants a bigger market, and I get it. And we talked about this at length, guaranteeing that Dame wouldn't play another second for the Portland Trailblazers and would demand a trade after the loss in the first round. And I'm telling you, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And it was pretty clear that Dame was not a fan of the Chauncey Billups hire. So that's a factor here, too. So what's next? Look, the Knicks, my Knicks, would and should give up anything and everything. R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, first rounder, Spike Lee, the Empire State Building. Whatever you have to give up, some kind of combo there. There's young talent that Portland certainly would be interested in. And Dame would be a rock star in New York and sensational playing for Tibbs. Dame, at the end of the day, would take the heat off of Julius Randle. They would be an excellent 1-2 punch. And with the other players they would get on the roster, I'm not worried about it, because Tibbs has a knack for maximizing role players. I'm sure the Lakers and LeBron will try to do anything and everything too, but they just don't have the pieces to deal. I don't see Kuzma, Harold, Picks getting it done. For the Lakers, think Lonzo Ball reunion before you talk about Damian Lillard. I don't see Golden State because I don't see Steph and Dame together. Think about their games. Think about their height. Klay Thompson's coming back. I don't buy that. Sixers, for Philly fans, that would obviously be dreamy. And they're shopping Ben Simmons, and Simmons cannot and will not be back on the Philadelphia 76ers, but I don't see the match there per se. I could see Pat Riley and Miami, Brad Stevens in Boston, David Griffin and the Pelicans being very, very aggressive, and why not? Dame is a star. But my watch is broken. Dame time is up in Portland. I think he will be traded between now and the start of the NBA free agency period, and I think the Knicks are the most likely scenario. And for Knicks fans like myself, I cannot contain it. Head coach Joe Judge raved about Daniel Jones' leadership on the most recent edition of the Flying Coach podcast with the great Peter Schrager and Rams head coach Sean McVay. And I buy that. What I do not buy is Daniel Jones as a legit franchise quarterback. Daniel Jones basically had a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio last year. The team stunningly had a better feel when he wasn't playing. Drafting him 6th overall in the 2019 NFL draft was always an absurd reach. His play, you see the numbers right there, inspired. He just doesn't have a feel. He plays hot potato with the football. Jones himself, I thought, was impressive last year. The Giants were buttoned up, but at the competition in the historically inept NFC East make it seem like this Giants squad is close. Now, the Giants did a great job adding big-time weapons this offseason at wide receiver. The receiving core is suddenly legit. Saquon Barkley is coming back. But Daniel Jones is out of excuses. And I believe after this year, Daniel Jones will be out of a job. Cubbies are smartly putting a for sale sign on their entire team. And it needs to happen. The start of the second half in Major League Baseball starts today, and the Cubs are toast. They're done. They have a lot of expensive, aging holdovers from the 2016 champs. And while many can still play, it is more than fair and accurate to say this team needs a makeover. Look, I'll always be disappointed and surprised that this group didn't win more, and they waited a season too long to fire Joe Madden. That's the first guess here. But that's all in the past. But it impacts the present. Shed everyone, including my guy Chris Bryant. who should be a highly sought-after commodity by teams looking for a legit stick and a versatile glove. Javi Baez, my guy, has talents. But it's time to get younger and make moves and create new ball players to help the Cubs move forward. Listen, Bryant can play, Baez can play. It's time for them to go somewhere else. Get prospects for these cats, and you most certainly can. Shop Anthony Rizzo. Trade Craig Kimbrell. He's been lights out this year, but he's not part of the future. Shop Kimbrell to a team like the Astros, or even back to the Red Sox. See if the Mets want Bryant. Open up the floodgates, and they're already open, with Jock Peterson shipped to the Atlanta Braves last night. And he will help, in theory, Atlanta absorb the crushing blow of no Ronald Acuna Jr., who's out with that injury for the rest of the season. And look, I think Atlanta's cooked. I don't think they have a chance of making the playoffs. And heck, if they struggle out of the break, I wouldn't be surprised if they take Jock Peterson and flip him for a second time. But here's the message for the Cubs. Sell, sell, sell. Sell some more. 2016 was awesome and special. It was also a long time ago. Time to stop living in the past at Wrigley Field. How about my guy, Brooks Koepka, with the not-so-subtle jab at Bryson DeChambeau, saying he loves his driver after Bryson yesterday went off on his driver, saying it sucks. Oh, that's awesome. And by the way, Bryson has since apologized, and his sponsor was not happy. Bryson is a great player. Bryson is an absolute clown. I am on Team Brooks here in terms of this rivalry, which is great for golf. Guys are excellent. There's real disdain, real hate. It's great for buzz for golf, no question about it. And I love that little jab by Brooks. He knew exactly what he was saying. That was great stuff. So more news you can use from the Open Championship, where our guy Louis Oosthuizen continued his assault on the golf course, posting a 5-under today. Leads the pack at 11 under after 2 rounds. But check out my guys. How about Jordan Spieth, who I think has a great opportunity to win this thing, and Dustin Johnson? They're in striking distance as the tournament heads to the weekend. This news you could use. Team USA has selected replacements for Bradley Beal and Kevin Love, going with Keldon Johnson and JaVale McGee. Huh? What is this, amateur hour? Are you kidding me? No Trae Young. I don't want to hear you have too many guards. Let Trae Young play. Bradley Beal can't play with COVID-19. Kevin Love has an injury. My goodness. And you know what? You know I'm going to say it, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. There's a guy who is the #1 scorer in the history of USA basketball who makes more sense than JaVale McGee, who knows how to win when it comes to international play, who's coming off of a highly productive season for the Portland Trail Blazers. His name is Carmelo Anthony. You are going to bring on JaVale McGee and not call my guy Melo? Trae Young needed to be the guy. I love the clip he put on Twitter where it was Isaiah Thomas from The Last Dance. I had the resume, but I didn't go. How is Trae Young not on this team? And seriously, Carmelo Anthony over whoever that is and JaVale McGee. Amateur hour. Absolute amateur hour. What are they doing with Team USA basketball? More news you can use. The great Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the NBA and the Players Association have agreed to extend the play-in tournaments through the 2021-2022 season. Look, this was always going to happen. Told me it was going to happen on my SiriusXM radio show before the playoffs started. There was a lot of buzz. It certainly equals more money. I don't like the concepts. I wanted the Warriors in the playoffs. I know the games are exciting. I'm not convinced it worked. And I'm sure LeBron James is not happy in any way, shape, or form. LeBron was right. And we knew this was coming back. But LeBron was right in terms of what transpired and why this never made any sense in the first place. How about some news you could use from the NFL? Number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence is staying sharp as he ramps up for training camp with a return to Clemson. Lawrence was spotted working out with Jaguars teammates in and around the Clemson football facility this week, and let me tell you my expectations for Trevor Lawrence this year. Rookie of the year. I mean, we're talking about one of the most dreamy prospects in NFL history. There are legitimate weapons around him, including a couple of big-time running backs. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a sensational, not good, not solid, sensational rookie season.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.